Welcome to Flatline. To all the true crime junkies, this one's for you. Join me as we unfold different true crime cases that have taken place all over and listen to a story that ends in the most deadliest and tragic ways. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I'm your host Ronnie Gomez and welcome to the first ever episode of Flatline. I can't believe after almost a year and a half, we are finally here, making it happen. I've been putting this off for so long, but now there's no turning back. Thank you for joining me on my first episode, and I hope you continue to stay tuned for more episodes coming your way soon. I would really appreciate it if you guys could hit the follow button and give this podcast a good rating so it can not only help me, but also have this reach out to more true crime junkies out there like you. So without further ado, let's get on to our first episode. So for my first episode, I wanted to do something different than start off with a case and talk about something I've experienced. And you're probably wondering what that could be. Maybe she has experience witnessing a murder, or does she have any family members that are killers, etc., etc. Fortunately, no, but I did experience being in a murder house. Yep, you heard that right, a murder house. Not like a slaughterhouse, but a house that had a murder happen. So here's my story. Alright guys, so this experience either occurred in 2017 or 2018. I can't really remember which year it was, but at this time, I was still living with my parents in my old childhood home. As a family, we were just growing out this home and our house was just old enough where things were just breaking down to the point where we couldn't fix it anymore. So collectively as a family, we decided that in a year or two, we'll probably most likely be moving out of this house, and in the meantime we should at least look at open houses so we can get an idea of what we wanted and are looking for in our future home. So in excitement, my sister took initiative and started looking for open houses immediately for us to go see as a family. Unfortunately, my dad wasn't able to join us due to his work schedule, so for the next few weeks, me, my sister, and my mom had viewed many open houses. And during these visits, we kind of got a sense of what we wanted and are looking for in our new home. But we didn't want to settle on these ideas without at least hearing what my dad's ideas were and also taking him to see some houses with us. So we decided to take a break from seeing houses until my dad could join us. During the break though, my sister didn't stop seeing if there were any potential houses we could go see when my dad finally said we can all go together. As the weeks passed, my sister came upon a house that just came on market and had everything we were looking for in a house. She saw that they had a house viewing coming up and it fell on a Thursday. And my dad is usually off every Thursday, so she thought this is literally perfect and we can all go together. So she brought it up to my dad, and unfortunately, he said he couldn't go because the viewing time was at 9 a.m. and he wanted to get some sleep due to his shift the day before ending early next morning. And my mom, she also decided not to go since she got a day off that day and she wanted to get some sleep in as well. Honestly, I don't blame them. I would sleep in too if I finally got a day off from work. But little did we know, this bitch already booked the 9 a.m. time to see the house before even asking my parents. And let me tell you something. This girl, my sister, when she books something, she has to go no matter what. But there was one problem. She didn't want to go alone. So her only other option / person she had left to ask was me. During this time as well, I was a college student who took in-person classes in a community college. But her freaking lucky ass was lucky that I didn't have classes on Thursdays. So you know what that means. She had a +1. And honestly, I also was like, you know what? Why not? But little did we know we were going to regret this decision. So Thursday comes along and me and my sister wake up early, get dressed, and headed over to the appointment visit. So we're going to fast forward a little bit here to where now we're like 2 minutes away from the house. So picture entering a neighborhood and there's houses from left to right, okay? So Sissy's driving and I'm in the passenger seat. As we're approaching a stop sign, the GPS tells us that at the stop sign, turn left, and at the next stop sign, turn right. So as we're turning left, we're looking at the neighborhood and talking about how nice the neighborhood is so far, and how this could potentially be our new neighborhood. But as we were approaching the next fucking stop sign, to the right of me, I see a row of houses that had a small cemetery in their backyards. And this was no ordinary cemetery, like the ones where you go visit or bury your loved ones. This looked full on homemade, like DIY. And you guys probably are thinking, hey Ronnie, maybe it's just Halloween decorations they have set up. But guys, we were viewing this home in the middle of spring. So, yeah. I was looking at my sister like, what the fuck? Why do these people have a cemetery in their backyards? And how are these people okay with their backyards being a burial ground? Either way, we brushed it off because the house we were viewing may not even be in the area of this neighborhood. But immediately we ate back our words because Little Miss GPS here tells us that when we turn right at the stop sign, the house is on the right, which is the first fucking house on the row of houses that have the cemetery in their motherfucking backyard. Bitch. When I heard the GPS say that, I literally became speechless like I am right now. I was so uncomfortable, but my sister felt bad for the realtor because if we leave, we basically just wasted her time, and we also came all the way here so we could at least just see the place. And guess what my dumbass did? I agreed. This was mistake number 1. We parked and got out of the car and met the realtor. Off the bat, the realtor was acting very strange and very uncomfortable. So from prior open house experiences, the realtor usually greets you and tells you about the home and sometimes comes along with you while you're viewing the home. But this realtor, she was not like that. After greeting us, they started talking to us about the house so fast, like she wanted to stop talking about the house as fast as possible. And then told us that she will not be viewing the house with us, just opening the door for us. Which me and my sister found that really weird because of our prior experiences viewing new homes. But we went along with what the realtor said and we headed into the house. This was mistake number 2. As we entered the house, the realtor told us we are free to explore the house and if we have any questions, we can find her outside in her car. And then she just left. She just up and left to her car. Me and my sister just looked at each other confused because we didn't understand at all why she was acting so weird. But regardless of her vibes, we decided to start checking out the home. So my sister started checking out the house and she started in the living room and kitchen area. I was still at the door. Before joining her, I decided to close the door, and as I started closing the door, I saw a trail of ants crawling all over the floor and the wall behind the door, especially near this reddish brown colored stain that was on the wood floor next to the first step of stairs. Looking at it, I didn't think anything of it other than maybe a prior visitor may have dropped something that may have attracted the ants. But boy, was I wrong. So I was just looking around the house and went to the kitchen to meet up with my sister. We started talking about what we think about the house so far, and then I decided to bring up the ants and how I was kind of grossed out seeing that. And while I'm telling my sister this, she was looking around and decided to go check out the garage. But she came out of there so fast, and I was like, what the fuck, are you okay? And she told me she just got this really, really bad energy and had to get out of there. And in my head, I was like, girl, it's just a garage. But she had such a bad feeling that she wanted to go upstairs and didn't want to stay downstairs anymore, which I thought was really weird since all she did was just look into a garage. So we started heading to the stairs. I showed her the ants while we were going up the stairs, and as we went upstairs, every couple of steps had a reddish brown stain, just like the one I saw on the wooden floor. But each stain was getting bigger and bigger. Once we got to the top, in front of us was 2 bedroom doors, a closet that had a washer dryer machine in it to the left, and on the right was a bathroom, and behind us was another bedroom. As we approached the closet, we saw a huge red stain, as big as the wheel of cheese that Lizzie McGuire got in the Lizzie McGuire movie, if you know, you know, in front of the washer machine. But this red stain looked more red and somewhat fresher than the ones we saw on the stairs. Then we went into the first bedroom, and this bedroom for some reason was the only bedroom that was somewhat staged. Immediately, I got this very uncomfortable feeling and didn't enter the bedroom, but my sister did, which is where she discovered the same fresh red stains we found near the washer all over the carpet on the other side of the bed. Once she told me, we both said out loud that someone probably got killed here. And our little true crime junkie selves decided to check the other rooms to see if there was anything else that had these stains or anything that can prove what we were thinking. But the other rooms didn't have anything in them, not even stains. But as we got inside to the last bedroom that was located behind us, I immediately had a really bad feeling and energy. And to make things worse, that room had a little room. Honestly, I call this room a Harry Potter room because it looks like the little closet Harry lived in the first movie. So anyways, my sister decided to check it out, and the minute she opened the door, the bad feeling got even worse. My heart was pounding, my stomach was now in my ass, and I felt something evil was in there. I started yelling at my sister, telling her to close the door and we needed to get out of there now. But she reacted the same way I did when she was looking into the garage and didn't know why I was reacting that way. But I didn't give a fuck because everything inside of me was telling me that we had to get out of there now. By seeing my reaction, my sister agreed and we got the hell out of there. I never in my life ran down the stairs so fast until that day. As soon as we got out of the house, we saw the realtor getting out of the car, approaching us, and she noticed we didn't look okay. So she asked us if we were okay, and we nervously told her we were, and we're going to go talk to our parents about it and let her know what we think. Which was a lie. But I think the realtor kind of caught on to us maybe knowing something about the house and let us go. As we were heading to the car, our parents called and asked us not to go home and to meet us at IHOP so we can have breakfast together, and they also wanted to hear about the house. So me and my sister got in the car and headed to IHOP. As soon as we got our table, we started spilling the tea about the house. And like we thought, our parents didn't freaking believe us when we told them that we think someone died there. As we waited for our order to come to the table, my sister decided to search the address online and see if anything pops up. And lo and behold, this bitch found multiple articles about a murder that has taken place in that house. When she told me and she showed me her search, we both literally started freaking out. She then showed my parents what we found, and after seeing that, they finally believed us. My sister then started reading one of the articles to see what happened exactly in that house. As she was reading, me and my parents were just talking amongst each other. A few minutes into our conversation, my phone starts to ring, and when I went to see who was calling, it was an unknown number, and underneath was the location they were calling from. You guys will not believe where it was calling from. It fucking said Amityville. I literally kid you not, it said Amityville. Literally, talking about this right now is bringing me chills. Like, it was so freaking scary. As soon as I saw it, that it said Amityville, I looked at my sister and I told her, look at where this person is calling me from. And when she saw it, we just looked at each other with our jaws on the floor and in shock. Literally, This can't be a freaking coincidence, especially where we freaking came from. You best have known I did not pick up that phone. This person called me 2 more times. And you're probably wondering, what information did your sister find out from the article? So, what she found out was a couple that were in their late 50s were murdered by their neighbor when he was trying to burglarize their home. So the husband was in the living room watching TV while his wife was upstairs in their room sleeping. The neighbor entered their home through an unlocked window that was facing the backyard. When the neighbor got in the house, he was not expecting someone to be up and awake. So when the husband saw the neighbor in the house, the neighbor freaked out and decided to grab a knife from their kitchen and stab the husband multiple times. Despite being stabbed multiple times, the husband was still alive and somehow was able to go upstairs to his wife, which explained the red stains we saw on the stairs. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it to his wife due to the neighbor following him upstairs and stabbing him even more times, to where he took his last breath outside of the room right in front of the closet that had the washing machine. The wife ended up waking up from hearing all the commotion, and when she opened the door, she saw her husband lying in a pool of his blood, and the neighbor looking right up at her. She tried to lock the bedroom door, but unfortunately the neighbor was able to get in and stabbed the wife to death, which explains the stains my sister saw on the carpet on one of the sides of the bed. The neighbor then dragged the husband's body to the garage and moved the wife's body to the bedroom that had that little room that I called the Harry Potter room and put her body in that little room, which explained why both me and my sister felt a horrible feeling and energy in those specific spots. We also tried to find out why there were cemeteries in the backyards of those homes, but unfortunately we really couldn't find anything. So guys, that was my experience being in a murder house. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time and episode, and I'm so excited for the future episodes. I hope you all have a good day or night. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!